Hey guys, it's Faerie Grace, and I just want to speak to the person that's struggling right now. I just want to speak to the person that is going through a battle, going through something that is maybe all-consuming, or just has them on their knees, or in a vulnerable place, or in a dangerous place. I just want to speak to you and encourage you today to say that you are more powerful than you know. You have more strength than you will ever realize, and start to use it, start to tap into it, and you'll realize, wow, I have never-ending strength. My strength is forever. And listen to KLove. So there's so many times that I will get in my car because I'm going through a battle, or going through something that's a struggle, or going through something that's weighing me down, or sometimes all consuming. And I will get in my car and I will have it on KLove. It's 98.3 in my area. You can Google it online, listen to it online, or find out what it is in your area. But KLove is an inspirational radio station, and there's so many times that I will get in my car and I will be beside myself, or I will just be at a place of weakness, of darkness, and the songs just come on and they minister to me one after the other. Like the lyrics just hit me. Have you ever read a book, read a passage in the Bible, read a story, read something a friend wrote, and it's like, yeah, okay, great, move on with life. And then there's other times where you happen to come across it again, and it just like, poof, it hits you, and you're like, wow, I needed that, or I get that, or that hit the spot. So for me, KLove, some of these songs just hit me, poof, and just blow my mind and make me realize for the hope again. Never lose hope. Like never lose hope. Once you lose hope, it's a very dangerous place to go, and you don't want to do there. So know that there is hope. So I just want to encourage you today, whatever your battle, you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. You have more strength than you will ever know. So fight and conquer, and do the things that are calling you, and go after the truth, and go after yourself and your dignity and who you are, and just encourage yourself that yes, I can do this. Psychologists have found Bob the Builder was correct when he got he actually got, I don't know what the word is, but like they gave him a hard time for daring to ask, can we fix it? And then they respond, yes, we can. They actually criticized him and harped on him for teaching kids, like, don't ask if you can do it, you can do it. But psychologists have now shown, and scientific studies have shown, that if you ask yourself the question and then give the positive affirmation, you are actually more likely to succeed, and it actually to hit you and make you understand and give you more confidence. So yes, Bob the Builder was correct on how he taught children how to approach problems. So I'm telling you right now, ask yourself. So say the problem is paying your bills. Say, Susie, can I pay my bills this month? And you say, yes, I can. Yes, I can pay my bills this month. And see, another thing that you can do is start to get your subconscious to go into the positive effect of how you can pay it. So the worst thing you can do is, in your situation, whatever it is, whatever your struggle right now is, there's so many like floating in my head, and I'm afraid to say one or forget another, or people read into too much if I say something. So I'm just saying, whatever your struggle, sit down, write it out, write out the struggle, write out the problem, write out everything negative that has to do with it, write it out. And then, like I say, count, because it'll take you from the emotional side of your brain, because you're going to get all worked up and relive everything and realize how bad everything is. But in the same breath, when you count, you're going to get to the, I'm sweating again because I turned my car off and it's 97 degrees. You'll realize it's achievable. So then you'll go into, okay, now after I count and go for a walk and listen to positive music and speak out affirmations, and it's not like fluffy stuff like, yeah, I can pay my bills, and then you do nothing. You just expect it to fall from the sky. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's several things that you do to unlock and to unleash. Maybe you can just do that and it happens, and if that's awesome, let me rub on you to get that so I can have that. But so you write all your problems out so you feel lighter in your chest. Then you count so that you get rid of all the emotion that it stirred up, because we don't always think correctly or do the correct thing when we act out of too much emotion, and it gets the best of us. Emotions aren't bad, it's just keeping it in check. And then go for a walk, listen to positive music, listen to positive videos, say positive affirmations to yourself. Then when you come back and you're feeling good and you've drank your water, because Lord knows when you walk in this weather, you need cold gallon of water or some Gatorade. Then when you feel good, and it doesn't have to be that day, I actually recommend it the next day, write out the solution. So if it's, I can't pay my bills, write out how you can pay your bills. Maybe you can think of ways that you can earn money, make money, what you can do for it. Just make sure it's legal and all right. I'm just kidding, okay? Lighten up, people. It's a heavy topic. We got to have fun with life. Can't take it too seriously. You'll never get out alive anyhow. So you then write all the solutions down, like everything you can think of. You're brainstorming. Now, what you do is you also say the positive things in the evening time before you go to bed. So you say, Gloria, can I pay I know I changed the name, okay? Gloria, can I pay my bills? Yes, I can. I can pay all of my bills on time. And then you can start to say ways you're going to do it that are legal, that are healthy, that are achievable. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe you're $50,000 in debt. Remember, I think it was Thomas Edison. I don't know. It was someone that's passed on from this life. And he said, anything, even in big, anything is possible to attack if you break it down into enough small pieces, enough manageable pieces. So anything broken down into enough manageable pieces can be fixed, can be solved. So if it's $50,000 and you want to pay it off by tomorrow, may not work. I just literally caught a leaf. It fell into my hand. Aw, ding, ding, ding. I'll put it in my hair. Because that's what an earthy gypsy would do. So maybe not so much, but you can still sit there and think about the things that you can do and write them out. Write them out, okay? That's a huge thing because that speaks to your subconscious. So what happens is you're going to bed with solutions. You're going to bed with positive ideas of how to get out of debt. So what happens in your sleep, in your subconscious, your mind is still going, figuring out how they can make this all possible. So when you wake up, you're already ahead of the game for the next day. So that's just some ideas, but I don't want to make this video any longer. I want to encourage you, whatever your struggle is, listen to KLove on the radio, 98.3 where I am, and let it minister to you. There was a beautiful song that spoke to me today, and it was called Love Came First by Casting Crowns, which I love Casting Crowns. I've seen them in concert I don't know how many times. Like, I'm a believer. I don't use the word Christian because I think it's socially unacceptable right now, and there's a lot of people that say they're Christian, and they may be, but it's not how I would act or how I would be, or more importantly, it's not biblical. So I don't carry that title with me. I did that years ago when I went to ministry school. Call myself a believer. So where was I going with that? So anyhow, as a believer, I love Casting Crowns. I've seen them in concert many times, and I feel like if anybody's going to be a poster board child for Christianity and following Christ, it's Casting Crowns. Like they get it. They get it in so many ways. So there's one song I just heard from them today. Now, I've heard it before, mind you. Here are some of the lyrics, but today it really spoke to me. So it starts with about someone being a runaway and how it's too late for them. Like, life is too late. They messed up. They can't have another chance, and they're just struggling with who they are. And then one of the lyrics, it just says, anybody else would have turned and left me at my worst. And some of you feel like that. Some of you have gone to somebody at your most vulnerable moment, at your biggest struggle, at that of your current life situation, and someone has put you down. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Dennis Newton. We used to be homies way back when, and we were going through divorce at the same time, and we met through divorce recovery. And I remember I came to him like at my worst when I was like struggling and messing up. And he didn't beat me over the head and was like, wow, you suck, like you're horrible, like you know you're supposed to do right and you're not. He just called it out, and then we moved forward. And I just thought, wow, wasn't that an opportunity for him to see my weakness, to see my vulnerability and the truth, and just speak the truth to me? He could have, and put me to shame. But instead, he gave me the truth and he lifted me up. So maybe you feel like you went to someone, because it's also happened on the flip side where I've gone to someone and they use it against you. Like, that's the worst. They use it against you, maybe not at that moment, but down the road, like, well, remember when you did such and such? And are you sure you can make that decision? Remember when you did this? No, I don't remember, because all I'm thinking about is today and how powerful I am and how strong I am and how I learned from my mistakes, and I'm moving forward not to make them again, but make better choices. Sometimes people will leave you at your most vulnerable moment, People will leave you when you feel like you needed them the most. And I've been there as well. If they do, remember, they're also only human. And we got to forgive them, and we got to let it go. And we got to learn from it. Like, yeah, I'll never be like Sally. And you may, like, we may slip up because we're human. But you want to try to be the best version of you that you can be every day. So in closing, listen to KLove. Don't knock people when they're down. And if you are the one that feels like you're left at your most vulnerable time, at your biggest struggle, God will not fail you. And that's what this song is about. Love came first. And then the third song that I listened to today, it was talking about the battle is the Lord's. Like, whatever you're going through, and the lyrics were even saying, like, man can fail you, you can fail yourself, like, everything can go awry, everything can be a mess. Am I sweating enough? It's like a sauna. I'm cleaning out my pores. It's very attractive, isn't it? Everyone can fail you. Yourself, people that you thought were going to be there, but God never will fail you. And even if it seems at moments that he does, because I've been there shaking my fist at God like, what the hey? But I always end my prayer after I have my tantrum with thank you, God. Thank you that you are there. Thank you that you haven't left me. Thank you that you will not fail me. Thank you that the battle is yours and you've already won. Help me to trust you. Help me to keep continuing to know you are there. And I give you glory, I give you honor, and I give you praise. And those are just things I do. I always end on that note. So hopefully if you have teenagers at home and they have a tantrum, hopefully you can just love on them, let them vent, let them have their crazy talk because they think they know everything because they're 18. We don't have 18-year-olds, so I'm not really talking about us. But like, we get it. We've all been there or seen it. Love on them. Let them know it's safe. Let them know that, you know, when we feel we've lost control, that's a vulnerable time. Let them know that they're still in control of their life and they're still in control of making great decisions. Whatever happened, they still can move forward. Don't knock them down. Lift them up like Dennis Newton did. And other people in my life. I have many, many awesome people in my life. All right, so I'm Faerie Grace. This video is too long. I keep thinking the whole time, like, shut up and finish a video and wrap it up with a really good point. The really good point is there is KLove. People will fail you at your weakest moment, like that song, Love Came First. At your weakest moment, your worst, people will leave you, but God never will. I'm Faerie Grace. I speak the truth. I love you. Have a great day.